একটু নম্বর number one na de. I can number one to huh? I can number one to the second machine going to machine one and one. আচ্ছা স্যার
for judgment. Item number 33.
For reasons mentioned in the judgment, this court is of opinion that in view of the judgment passed by the division bench of this court in writ appeal number 16/18, it is not open for this court to again dwell upon the correctness or otherwise of the observations made in the judgment passed by the coordinate bench of this court in WPC 145 within bracket K/2017. However, as the contention of the petitioner is that the observation made by learned single bench was with regard to those persons only who have completed only 3 years of continuous service, and in the instant case, the petitioners have completed more than 10 years of continuous service, as well as the fact that the fate of the representation filed by the petitioners on 22/2/2019 and 14/7/2019 has not yet been communicated to the petitioners, this court is of considered opinion that the petitioners are entitled to know about the fate of the representations filed by them to the state respondents. In view of above, the respondent number 2 and 4 are hereby directed to dispose of the representation dated 22/9/2019 and 14/7/2019 by a speaking order and communicate the fate of the same to the petitioners within a period of 3 months from the date of this order. With these observations, this writ petition is disposed of.
I'd like to mention item 11. Your Lordship, here I'm here to receive instructions. So kindly grant me 3 weeks time, Your Lordship, to obtain instruction and file affidavit, Your Lordship. Item 11, Your Lordship.
Miss Ina Holly,
Yes, Your Lordship.
what's your name? What's your name?
In only,
Yes, heard Miss Ina Holly, Learned Government Council, who prays for an adjournment on the ground that she is yet to receive instructions. In this case, considering the submissions made by Learned Council, Government Council, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed again after 3 weeks.
so please, Your Lordship, I also beg to mention item number 28 on behalf of my colleague K. Angami, Your Lordship. Here also he's yet to receive instructions. So this may kindly be listed after 3 weeks.
Heard Miss Ina Holly submitting on behalf of Mr.
Lordship, I put a petition.
You have any
I put a petition.
submitting on behalf of Mr. KV Angami, who prays for
3 weeks.
3 weeks time for receiving instructions in this case. Also heard Mr.
Your Lordship, interim order dated.
What is your name?
Appeal, Lordship.
Appi,
Yes.
write his name. Who,
Your Lordship, interim order dated 15/01/2024 may be continued until the next business.
let this matter be listed after 3 weeks. The interim order shall continue till next date.
Much obliged.
Lordship.
Is your Lordship, I beg to mention item number 31.
Yes. What is your prayer?
Please give me 2 weeks time.
What is your name?
KKK.
Write his name. Heard. You are for respondent number?
4.
Learned Council for respondent number 4, praying for 3 weeks time. Also heard Miss
For the petition.
Learned Council for the petitioner, who does not have any objection to the prayer. Hence, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Yes, my lord. Madam, for item number 5, this matter can be heard on Somali Day, Lordship. Today I have some difficulty, Lordship.
Heard Mr. Toshi O Longkumer, learned counsel for the petitioner who prays for an adjournment on the ground of personal difficulty. Also heard Ms.
Presokira for respondent two.
Rizokira, learned counsel for respondent number
Two.
2, as well as Ms. S. Chang, learned government counsel appearing for state respondent who do not oppose the prayer for adjournment. Hence, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 2 weeks.
Worship, I continue to item is 9. My evidence and invitation to this meeting by the.
Heard Mrs. Chang, learned government counsel who prays for 2 weeks' time as the affidavit in opposition is under preparation. Also heard Miss Anungla LKR, learned counsel for the petitioner who does not oppose the prayer. Hence, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 2 weeks.
Worship, I recommend item 10 motion on behalf of IAB Worship. And if you receive instructions, so come to 2 weeks time motion.
Heard Ms. S. Chang submitting on behalf of Ms. Aimi. On whose behalf you are,
On behalf of IAB Worship.
learned government counsel, praying for 3 weeks' time for filing affidavit in opposition. Ms. R. A. Kipps, learned counsel for the petitioner, does not opposes the prayer, hence the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Worship, similar prayer for item 16 to 21, worship on behalf of IAB Worship. 16 to 21.
The petitioner's counsel say you don't have objection.
Yes, no.
Same order.
Like you mentioned, item number 15. I have an instruction for withdrawal of the petition. So if you lodge may kindly along the withdrawal in liberty to file afresh.
Heard Ms. R. Atsula Gibbs, learned counsel for the petitioner, who submits that she has been instructed by the petitioner to withdraw this instant writ petition. Also heard Ms. S. Chang, learned government counsel. Considering the submissions made by learned counsel for the petitioner, the prayer is allowed. This case is dismissed on withdrawal with liberty to file afresh if so advised.
Obliged, my lord. Worship, I continue to item number 12, worship on behalf of IAB. Please tell me from the worship.
Heard Ms. S. Chang, learned counsel for the learned government counsel, submitting on behalf of Ms. Aimi, learned government counsel, praying for 3 weeks' time for filing affidavit in opposition. You have any? Ms. V. Tere, learned counsel for the petitioner, does not have any objection against the said prayer. Hence, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Worship, single prayer for item number 13, worship on behalf of ex-mayors. Please tell me from the worship.
Same order. Show the name of Mr. Konyak as petitioner's counsel.
Worship, item number 14, worship on behalf of the Bishop for edition 80,000. Please tell me from the worship.
Okay, good.
14.
Which was the pitch?
Heard Ms. S. Chang, learned counsel for the petitioner, who prays for 3 weeks' time for filing affidavit in opposition. Mr. Lima Opang, learned counsel for the petitioner, does not oppose the prayer. Hence, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Worship. Please, Your Lordship, on consensus of all the parties, I beg to mention item 38.3 there. Since the letting councils have some difficulties.
You are for?
For the petition.
Heard Miss
It's a-
K
on behalf of Mr. City Jabbar.
submitting on behalf of Mr. C.T. Zamir. Praise for adjournment for how many?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Miss
And solo,
N. Solo, learned counsel for the
respondent 5 and 6.
respondent 5 and 6. As well as who is for the government, as well as the learned government council does not oppose the prayer. Hence the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Please, my lord. Your lordship, I beg to mention item number 4. Here, your lordship, the state has already filed their affidavit, however, I'm yet to file my reply, so can you allow me 2 weeks?
Third, Ms. V. There, learned counsel for the petitioner, who submits that she has received the affidavit in opposition filed by the state respondent and seeks some time for filing affidavit in reply against the affidavit filed by the respondent side. The prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Congratulations.
Mr. Lordship, I beg to mention here item number 32. Lordship, I pray that this matter come up on Tuesday, the 12th, Lordship, since my senior is in bereavement today.
What's your name?
And Repril,
N. Ruprio,
Lordship.
learned counsel for the petitioner.
Lordship, I'm for the respondent number 6,
Respondent number 6. Who is your senior?
and Muzul.
Respondent number 6 submits that as her senior is in bereavement, she prays for an adjournment for 3 weeks.
No, Lordship, on Tuesday, 12th.
Next is
Yes, Lordship.
also bereavement. She prays for fixing this case on 12th of March.
So, yeah, my senior, I.
Miss, what's your name?
Sponsor for the petition.
Miss Kiso, submitting on behalf of Mr. I.M.T. Longchair, learned counsel for the petitioner, does not opposes the prayer, hence the prayer is allowed. Let this case be listed on 12th of March
Thank you, Lordship.
for hearing.
Please, Your Lordship, I'm back to mention item number 1 and 2. Can you give 1 week time, since the senior advocate for this petitioner is absent due to some personal problems.
You're for petitioner.
Yes.
What's that?
And long Kumar for.
What is your name?
SPN,
S. Piena,
yes, TIENY.
Piena, learned counsel for the petitioner submits prays for adjournment for
1 week,
1 week as her
Learned Council and Long Kumar is absent, is not able to appear.
is
Honorable
due to
Court.
some due to personal difficulty of the conducting council, Mr. N. Long Kumar. Ms. S. Chang, learned government council does not opposes the prayer. Hence the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after a week.
And also, Your Honor, I beg to mention item number 29.
Yes,
Kindly grant us leave for 1 week. Due to the same reason where the Learned Council and Long Kumar is not able to appear today before this honorable court.
Miss
SPN.
SPN, learned counsel submitting on behalf of Mr. N. Long Kumar, learned counsel for the respondent, who prays for an adjournment on the ground of personal difficulty of the conducting of the counsel for the respondent. Mr. M. Mane Konyak, learned counsel for the petitioner does not opposes the prayer, hence the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after a week.
Lordship, I'd like to mention item number 28 again. Lordship, I failed to make one submission. Lordship, on the last occasion, I prayed for serving notice upon respondent number 3, 4, 5, and 6 through dusty service. I've already served dusty service and I've already filed an affidavit to this effect. Lordship, kindly reflect.
In item number 28. 28, learned Mr.
Abhi Senotsu.
Abi
Senotsu.
Selo,
Yeah, SENOTSU.
SENO,
OTSU.
Abi, and first name is
Abhi, ABI.
Abi Seno Su.
Yes, sir.
Learned counsel for the petitioner submits that he has taken steps for service of notice on respondent number 5, 3, 4, and 5 through
And
Dusty, 3, 4, 5, and 6 through Dusty mode, and the notices are accordingly served. You have submitted affidavit,
Yes, Your Lordship.
and he has submitted an affidavit to this effect.
Lordship, my name may also be kindly reflected in the post this.
Stop. It also appears that the name of the counsel for the petitioner, Mr. Abi Senosu, has not been reflected in the cause list. The registry shall henceforth reflect the name of Mr. Senosu in the cause list as the counsel for the petitioners.
Lordship.
I'd like to mention item number 3. My senior and appearing on behalf of my senior, can you grant us 3 weeks time to file affidavit in reply?
What is your name?
Ilham Jamir.
You're for
I'm for the petitioner.
petitioner. Miss
Ilham Jamir.
K.
ILEM.
Miss Kilam Jamir, learned counsel for the petitioner, submits that the conducting counsel, Mr. T.B. Zamir, is unable to appear today due to personal difficulty, and on that ground, she prays for an adjournment. You have informed the counsel for the respondents. You have to inform Mr. N. Longkumar. You inform them, then we'll allow it.
3 weeks time to file affidavit, Your Lordship, in reply.
3 weeks time to. The petitioner seeks 3 weeks time to file affidavit in reply against the affidavit in opposition filed by the respondent side. Then counsel for the petitioner also undertakes to inform about the mentioning of this matter to the learned counsel for the respondent. Considering the submissions made by the petitioner's counsel, the prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Because the interim may continue till the next day.
The interim order shall continue till next day.
For motion, item numbers 34 and 35.
Yes, Your Lordship. Lordship, this IA is filed praying for initiation of a sumo complaint against the respondent of this South Lordship for violating this honorable court's order dated 13/11/2021 and 25/5/23, Lordship. Lordship, this incident IA is arising from RSC 1 of 2020, Lordship. Lordship, here in the RSC, Lordship, the issue is the matter that is between the husband and wife with regarding to the land, the properties, Lordship. So, Lordship, while the matter was pending, the appellant expired, Lordship. And in the meantime, we filed one substitution petition, the resident applicant, Lordship. So this applicant was, while the substitution petition was pending, the stepson of the appellant, the deceased appellant, also filed a substitution petition lodging. So by the order that is lodged, I have also annexed the order, which is at annexure A lodging. This honorable court directed the parties to appear before the session, district judge lodging to decide the matter, whether who will be the legal heir lodging. So while the matter was pending, the respondent has started demolishing the house of the late appellant lordship, without appreciating the status quo that has been passed by this honorable court. Lordship, the status quo is at annexure B lordship, the first status quo of the lordship. Page 12 lordship.
Page 12.
Lordship. This honorable court granted the status quo lordship till the disposal of the RSA lordship. However, after the demise of the late appellant lordship, the respondent and his son lordship, that is the adopted son, the stepson of the appellant lordship, the deceased appellant lordship, they have started vacating. So vacating the house by chasing out the tenants and also the adopted son of the appellant lordship. So this was also, we have brought this to the notice of this honorable court lordship. In the meantime, this honorable court directed us to file additional affidavit lordship, bringing all the documents. And in fact, lordship, we have also given the photographic that was after the demise, which the present respondent started.
Against whom you are
Against,
alleging contempt?
lordship, that is against the respondent, that is the husband of the late appellant lordship. And also his son, that is like the stepson of the appellant.
You have made Mr. P.
Yes, lordship.
Vyoi Aomi as respondent.
Yes, lordship, he is the respondent. And lordship, the adopted, the stepson lordship, he has also filed a substitution petition lordship. Lordship, that is at annexure A. This honorable court directed the present applicant.
No one is appearing for the.
Lordship, none have appeared today.
Will issue notice.
Lordship, this is a complaint. We are seeking for a summons to complaint, lordship. It's in the, I have also annexed the pictures, lordship. In fact, there are on many occasions we have.
No, you ought to have filed a contempt petition.
Lordship.
Instead of filing an interlocutory application, because contempt is an independent proceeding.
Lordship.
If you are alleging contempt, you should have filed a contempt petition, which should have been registered as original contempt case.
Lordship. Lordship, if at least if lordship can go through the annexes that have annexed the pictures of the.
No, when you are alleging contempt, will disobedience by the respondent, willful disobedience by the respondent of the order of this court.
Lordship.
You should have filed, and because contempt proceeding is an independent proceeding, instead of interlocutory application, you are not here for
Lordship,
Albert CPC. You are not here for
Lordship,
for-
we are seeking for sumoto lordship, so that the court can initiate, because we have apprised this court on many occasions, lordship. In fact, lordship, we even filed the FIR lordship. However, that was not taken into consideration by the police lordship. And even the.
no, if you insist on this interlocutory application, then they have whether to initiate suo motu contempt or not. A notice has to go to the respondent side. If had it been a contempt original petition, the notice of contempt would have gone. But it is, you have filed an interlocutory application for violation of status quo order. Whereas in section 36. Will issue notice to respondents.
I guess they allow me to withdraw this IA and.
File a contempt petition. Yes. Heard, Miss. Okay, what's your name?
Mika change.
Heard Miss Mika H.I. Learned counsel for the appellant slash applicant who prays for allowing the applicant to withdraw this instant interlocutory application with leave to file afresh if so advised. Considering the submissions made by learned counsel, the prayer is allowed.
For admission, item number 6 to 8.
Yes.
In item number 6, as per the office notated, the service is completed, Your Worship. So, no, but no one is.
No one has appeared.
Your Lordship, we have no instructions to appear in that case. Your Lordship, I'm appearing in criminal petition number 18, this is respondent 1.
For respondent number 1
Yes, Your Lordship.
and how many respondents are there?
2, Your Worship.
Who is appearing for 2?
Government PP.
These are item numbers.
6.
6, 7, 8.
There is an anticipatory bail application also.
Yes.
Okay, what is your submission now?
That is made after 2 or 3 weeks, so that the also for the respondent number 1 and item number 6 will come up.
You are for
Respondent 1 in item number 7.
item number 7,
Yes,
not in item number 6.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Heard Mr. M. Vero, learned counsel for the petitioner. This is in item number 6. Item number 6. On perusal of the office note dated 23/1/24, it appears that the AD card in respect of notices issued through registered post to the respondent number 1 has returned after service. However, none has appeared for respondent number 1. Who is respondent number 2?
PP.
Okay. Who, Mr. I am showing his presence.
Project.
Learned Mr. V. Zimumi, learned counsel for the respondent number 2 is present. Let this matter be listed after 2 weeks. In item number 7, heard Ms. M. Vero, learned counsel for the petitioner. Also Ms.
And solo for respondent
N. Solo for respondent number
1.
1, as well as Mr. V. Zimomi for respondent number 2. This is ready for hearing.
Yes, Lordship.
Then why are we not going for hearing?
Lordship, both are somewhat analogous matters, same respondent, Your Lordship.
Okay.
With your last and so
Okay.
both matters are being taken up together.
Let this matter be listed along with criminal petition number 37/23 for hearing after 2 weeks. Same order. In the meanwhile, interim order shall continue till next week. In AB also, heard Ms. M. Vero, learned counsel for the petitioner. Also heard Mr. V. Zimomi, learned learned public prosecutor. As the connected case, that is criminal petition number 37/23 has been fixed after 2 weeks. Let this matter be also listed along with this same after 2 weeks for hearing. The interim order shall continue till next day.
Reply to all.
For admission, item number 22.
None appears for the petitioner on call. What is your name? Why? AJU Ajuni.
Yes.
Mr. Ajuni appearing for Mr. V. Zimomi submits that the learned public prosecutor is on legs in some other court. You are for the petitioner. What is your submission? No, why we? Miss? No, you are appearing for behalf of whom?
Philip Lauren.
You are seeking an adjournment.
Since he's out of station.
Okay, heard Miss Bertate submitting on behalf of Mr. Philip Lauren, learned counsel for the petitioner, who prays for an adjournment on the ground that Mr. Philip Lauren is out of this station. Also heard Mr. Azu, you have written who appearing appearing on behalf of learned public prosecutor Mr. V. Zimomi. Considering the submissions made by learned counsel for the petitioner, the prayer for adjournment is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks. The interim order shall continue till next day.
For orders, item number 23.
As per this, order of course ordered in 310124. Let's get a first step to the service upon the respondent of the and today we can sign our.
You have filed?
Yes, sir. Service.
Heard Mr. M. Vero, learned counsel for the petitioner. Who submits that the petitioner was directed to take steps for issuance of notice on respondent number 2 through Dusty mode, and accordingly they have taken the steps and served the notice, and in that regard they have also filed an affidavit today itself. Let the affidavit be called on record. There were only 2 respondents. It will go for. Where is the affidavit, Albert? They have submitted that they have filed actually. So let the affidavit be called on record. And this matter be listed again after a week.
2 weeks.
After 1 week, we will, after going through your affidavit, we'll pass orders.
Apply to.
Orders, item number 24.
None appears for the appellant on call. On perusal of office note dated 13/12/23, it appears that the notice issued to respondent number 2 and 3 by registered post with AD has not yet returned and service report is awaited. Stop. Await further. Await service report. Stop. Let this matter be listed after 2 weeks.
Item number 25.
Yes.
May I please Lordship, I'm applying for respondent number 1. I have received a copy of the petition. And I may be allowed 2 weeks time to file my objection.
Who is for the what is your name?
Okay, it's a woman.
None appears for the petitioner for the applicant on call. Mr. Pakinri Chapo, Learned Counsel for Private Respondent submits that he has received the copies of petition as well as relevant documents from the applicant in pursuant to the directions given by this court by order dated 29/2/24 and seeks 2 weeks time for filing objection. The prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed after 2 weeks.
Well, there are 2 private respondent. And I'm for respondent number 1.
He's for respondent number 1. It appears that the notices issued to respondent number 2 with were returned without service. It appears from perusal of the office note dated 19/10/23 that the notices issued to respondent number 2 returned without service. The applicant is directed to take fresh steps by registered post with AD for issuance of notice to respondent number 2 within 3 days from the date of this order, returnable after 3 weeks. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Item number 26.
Your Lordship, on the last day, the counsel for the state respondent had wait for 3 weeks' time to file affidavit in opposition. However, it is yet to be filed.
Heard Miss A. Zamir, learned counsel for the petitioner. None appears for the respondent side on call. It appears that by order dated by order dated 15 by order dated 13 to 24, the state respondent was given 3 weeks time to file affidavit.
My lordship, Tiba Pom, in fact, he is in leave for 1 week. So kindly lordship.
3 weeks time for filing affidavit in opposition. However, same is not filed. Stop. Mr.
Tiba Pom.
What's your name?
Assembly.
Mr. I wrote your spelling.
AJUNGLI.
A
J
J
U
U
N N G L I.
Arjun Lee.
Lordship.
Mr. Arjun Lee, learned counsel appearing on behalf of Mr. E. Tibafon, submits that Mr. Tibafon is on leave for 1 week and therefore prays for some more time for filing the affidavit in opposition. The prayer is allowed. Let this matter be listed
After 3 weeks, Lord.
after 3 weeks.
Item number 27.
Your Lordship, service form respondent number 9 is still waiting.
Heard Miss Zamir,
And so,
sorry, heard Miss N. Solo, learned counsel for the
the petition.
petitioner. Also heard Miss V. There, learned counsel for
Respondent number 1, 2, and 3, Your Lordship. On
Respond-
behalf of Mr. Sandy Younger, the
respondent number 1, 2, 3. Heard Miss V. There, who is appearing for Mr. Senti Younger, learned counsel for respondent number 1, 2, and 3. On perusal of the office note dated 5/3/24, it appears that the service of notice upon respondent number 9 is still awaited. What will you do? We have to await, or will you take fresh steps?
Your Lordship will wait for 2 weeks.
Okay. Await further. Let this matter be listed after 3 weeks.
Pleasure.